Yo, how we doing? Lions, where we at? Bugatti juice. Previously on Kimba TV. Hey, if you're in a short, you kind of got lucky, bro. Hey, you kind of got lucky if you're in a short. Not gonna lie, bro. Cause I was like, oh, this shit gonna get swept for show. I was like, this bitch gonna get swept for show. I was like, markets are gonna sweep that Tuesday. They're gonna clean that weekend shit. All right, let me do the TA before we switch. Okay, so this little fucker. Okay, this one's actually easy. This is done if it gets back above here. If it can do this, this is done. Yeah, so still the long is kind of obvious. The short probably, I'm probably shorting. It's a little bit high. If it gets up to like 57.7, I would probably think about shorting. 58 would be the invalidation. And then yeah, so bearish retest there. One more move down. So we have our short and we have our long. Let me just see what this is doing. And then let me see this. All right, that's it. Y'all Gucci? How we doing? CCDG says, is TA in the last couple minutes of the other stream? Yeah, but I just went over it like 30 seconds ago too. How are you missing these? So, I told y'all that I would be here pre-market. So that's first level of failure. I did that, but then when I restarted the stream, I gave the TA again. How did you miss that one? So the long is easy. I would say that 57.7, 57.8 is kind of like maybe a short attempt for me. Okay. I don't think it's really that hard, to be honest with you. So like how many of y'all were here when I wanted to, on the weekend, I wanted to short this So we wanted to clean all of that, short the swing fail, and what did I say on Saturday? Clean the CME single prints. We missed that short. I tried to get the golden pocket right here, missed that short, and it left without us. And then we thought maybe we could get another back test. Couldn't get that. The idea is still the same. This short idea is the exact same as this. It's exact same as what we were trying to get yesterday. It's exactly what I explained on Monday. Okay, so I don't know if you really need 15-second TA, if you truly understood why I wanted to short that, why I wanted to short that and missed it, why I wanted it to come here and I wanted to short that. Any questions? Coke Zero says, bro, you see how Kimba Box changed from 618 to 786 to 75 to 886 more precise? This short is not Fibonacci related. This short is value. So it just so happens that the 886 lines up nicely too, but I don't want you to think that this is, remember, my mathematical levels for me are third in line. I go with volume. I go with TPO. You see this? TPO, time and volume, and then I'll go with math later. So forget the Fibonacci. I'm not playing the Fibonacci. I'm playing time and volume. You guys know that Fibonacci is like my third favorite, right? Crypto gains, you good? Idle, you good? Nelbark, bad high 57932. Yeah, let's see. You actually don't want to sweep that. Yeah, let's see. I don't know if you want to go that high. You just don't want candle closes above 58. That's basically what it is. If you're going to try to short this, you don't want candle closes above 58. Navio! Arg Howell says, in which Discord tab can I find your Fibonacci configuration? Type exclamation fib. Do you want my levels? Here you go. But what I would want you to do is I want you to nerd out on Fibonacci, because you do know that these are the levels that I use, but there's a total of maybe 22. Okay? Some people like to have the 914. Some people like to have like these buffers. Okay? Do you understand that everything is just an opposite? So what's 0.25 plus 0.75? It's 1, right? That's why the 886 and the 114 are the brothers and sisters. So there are levels that I don't use, but there is a reasoning to the madness. Okay? 382. What's 382 plus 618? Whatever you put down here, you can have the opposite up here. So even though those are my fib levels, I want you to nerd out and go through the 22 different fib levels that exist. I want you to start putting in those fib levels And I want you to see which ones you like. Just because these are the fib levels I use doesn't mean that there are fib levels that might be more appropriate for you. If you're if you're more of a scalper, if you like traditional markets more, you definitely need to have different fibs. So you might think, okay, if it bounces here, and if it goes here, and if it gets rejected at the golden pocket, then the target might be here. And then that would obviously grab everything, right? So I want you to nerd out on fib levels first, arg howl, okay? And then after you have some good fib levels, I want you to start nerding out on harmonics, okay? And that should keep you busy for at least 2-3 weeks. So, and if you love that, there's some people that are gonna hear that go, oh man, fuck, that's way too much work. Probably not gonna do well in this game. Other people are gonna be like, holy shit, this is crazy. This is crazy. I'm gonna nerd the fuck out about this bitch. You're gonna do just fine. Alrighty, and that's just Fibonacci. We could do same thing about CVD, RSI, MACD, whatever it is. So yeah, lots of fun stuff out there. All right, Arg Howl, I hope you're set for at least the next couple of weeks. You should be good to go. All right, let me know if you have any other questions. Exclamation Discord. I'm sure that when you were 5 years old and you started riding a bicycle, you always put your helmet on because that's what daddy and mommy told you to do, right? But at some point you can start adjusting and adapting, right? That is your by the book, okay? But that means that if everybody is doing it, it might do this, and then it might do this. And so depending on where your entry is, you're gonna get fucked up. But if you don't know what the fuck you're doing, it's much better to get broken even and then think if you wanna re-enter this. You could stop it out, re-enter behind 382, you could get back in, or you could take this. All right, but did you understand everything that I said about TPO and volume? So you do know that I have more limits. But did I get a little bit papinked? Yes. Arrow says, I kind of wait for the reaction at 7.5. Forget the 7.5. I think the Fibonacci might mess you up. I think this is what you want to pay attention to. We can keep fibs on there, but I think it's much better to pay attention to the TPO and the volume levels. Okay? Everybody knows that fibs and mathematical levels are third on my list of priority, right? All right, so I got a little pink, but I have more limits, and then obviously you got to figure out where your stop loss is going to be. So obviously you do not want to get stopped out right there. Okay, you have a couple things. Okay, I don't know if you guys were here when I drew this line like this. Alrighty, so let's see. And we don't know if it's going to be resistance here. You would assume this is resistance, but we don't know if it's resistance for sure. All right. So I don't know what you have not seen before. How many of y'all know what I'm talking about with this? This guy longed right here. He TP'd right here. Oh, it's gonna go back down. It's gonna go back down. I'm gonna TP right here. Fuck, I knew it. Open long again, up here. That's the short. Gotta read it. You can identify the level, but you gotta see if it's actually giving you edge. Open interest is not helping. Brother says, I need that explanation in Spanish. Blind limit? No mames. No mames, no blind limits. Market maker, el pinche cabrón. Okay? Mucho time, okay? Pa 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 pa, la cucaracha, that's it, okay? Flawless says, I copied your 57.7, that's my fault, that's okay, but I'm telling you, if you don't know what you're doing, you're gonna lose money. I'm about to juice the fuck up and somehow, some way you figured out a way to lose money. So 57.7 is not a level, it's a zone. And if you're looking at this, what's the actual value area low? 58,000. Do you know what bad highs are? Right there. Did you see me draw this? I think I literally drew it like this, like 15 minutes ago. I pretty much have Pico top. So again, if you don't know what you're doing, and this is a zone. So let's say that you're in a short. Not only do you need to swing fail, but you need to get the fuck below this box. If you come back here and you fuck around like this, then I'm closing the short. So this box doesn't represent entries or anything. It's value. Okay? The levels do not tell you when to enter. It's edge. So this is a swing fail pattern. You have a structural edge. Did we get were you here when I was talking about like a 3 drives? Yeah, so at the end of the day, brother, you got to know what you're doing. Alrighty, and so don't beat yourself up over it, but try to understand why did I say, why did he draw it like this? Somebody find that clip. Well, sweet, right? If you're gonna short, do you want all of these to be grabbed or just partial? Chaos. KO Tick says, why did you assume we don't grab all single print? That I just asked you that question. So KO Ticks, do you want all the single prints to get grabbed if you want to short that bitch? I don't. Hans Hugo says this price action around this box is crazy. Stop the music. In general though, this is what I would say. Imbalances and single prints still up here. This is, it's level to level. So once this kind of breaches, 59 zone comes into play. Like around this right here. You see it? Alrighty. If it starts to lose this, then it would be to here. All right, and you got single prints and you've got weak highs. Not that great. So it might clean. Roger that. And as always, let the Fibonacci kind of do the work for you. So initial reaction, reject, pullback, check. So you might either have a 1618, that would be at, oops. There you go. The 1618 is at 58685. All right, so if it's going to be a sweep of all of this, but that only means that it's a sweep if it tucks back in. All right, but that level is a little bit better. You had a couple of opportunities to long 58 if you wanted to. Stop loss would always be that lower low. All right, but you liking this shit though, Hans? Crazy, right? This 30-minute candle closed in 2 minutes and 30 seconds. So we'll see where this one is, and it'll be the first one with the body outside, huh? But if that is the case, that penetration, that is what you would look for. Head and shoulder is only confirmed on that. So if you're gonna play this, it's basically what we talked about before, which is, you know, people were asking, what about shorting that? Well, you're gonna make a higher high. So again, whether it's this or this, it's kind of like the same thing. Sounds good? Green Gondola, Yuguchi. But it's when this and this happens is when this is confirmed. And then don't forget, you know what I'm about to pull out, right? Head and shoulder bottoms. Make sure you read all of this. Alrighty, make sure you got the math, boy. So at some point, you're gonna have like an invalidation on shorts. Obviously, it depends on how much time you spend here, here, and here. You had one 30-minute candle close above. Can you get 2, 3? Okay, you still have this going on. Okay. Dink. Dink. Okay, so if you're bullish and you're looking for a long, you have setups right in front of your face. Do you want to take it? So it's going to come down to what is your bias? What is your bias? If you think that the CME single print is going to get left behind, this is a good low. So whether it's trying to chase this or chase this, as long as you don't shit yourself through this void, go for it, longers, if you're bullish. Okay. Bears, you know how I feel, so do you. But at the end of the day, you got to feel and do what is right. And here's the thing. Don't get focused on the money. Because you can be wrong and still make money. You can still be right and lose money. Remember that? So it doesn't matter if you're juicing on a long or juicing on a short. It really doesn't matter. Are you doing the right thing? Are you reading the data correctly? You know, and that's all I care about, because eventually, sooner or later, we all have our judgment. And the market makers are going to really find out if you know what the fuck you're doing or not. Is your risk management on point? Is it consistent? Lazy says protecting capital. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And do you guys see there's always another trade? And especially the people that maybe tried shorting today. You see how, like, do you see what I mean by you don't have to be the first guy down the hallway? Things take time, you know? And I'm pretty sure the 53, 54 long, if we do get it, is going to be even worse than this. I think it's going to do some Wyckoff shit. I think it's going to do some Kimba Crown shit. So this is like a really great, whatever happens, this is such a great sort of playground for us to really test ourselves, because come next week when we get CPI and then the week after that we get FOMC, it's going to be a shit show. And so maybe you lose a little bit of money today, or you make a couple of mistakes today or maybe next week, but maybe you juice the fuck up. Maybe you can put everything together and juice the fuck up on FOMC. That's the goal. So let's continue to execute, do what we can, focus on something that you want to do better. and just hold yourself accountable to it. A lot of you guys said, I want to be more patient. Well, you being patient right now? Were you patient earlier? Will you be patient tomorrow? We shall see. I'm rooting for you guys. Let's do it. Kanaki says, thank you for your patience. Kanaki, it's my pleasure. Stop, wait, hold on. We're going to start the music over. Hey, Kanaki, I love the questions that you've been asking. I know sometimes that I don't read all of the questions. It just moves too fast, so the filter just selects a few. But I've been loving the questions, Kanaki. I'm going to try to keep my eye on you for the rest of the week and see if you're asking questions, Kanaki. But keep them coming, brother. And remember, there are people that are just as good as me, if not better. Because I don't even know if you can call what I do good. But remember, PSG, exclamation Discord, you're not alone. So even if I'm not here, ask away in chat, ask away in Discord. And we work together, Kanaki. So some of us are still retail, but we trying to get better every day. Kanaki, I'm still retail. You feel me? I'm still retail. I'm right there with you. I'm on the battlefield, on the same battlefield that you're on, with you. So never ever put me or what I'm doing on a pedestal. If I can do it, you can do it. I want to be retail like you. Well, let's go. I'm gonna get you there. I'm honestly not doing anything too crazy. Maybe I have a little bit above average patience, but I'm not really doing anything that crazy. And if you keep watching me long enough, I do the same shit every single time. So we'll get you there. All right. The market makers know that I'm leaving, chat. Here, leaving. You know what my bias is. You know what my entry is. You know what my position size is. And you know what I would be doing, right? Do you understand that if we have 8 minutes and 30 seconds on the 30-minute and 1 hour candle close, this will be the second. If it closes just like this, it's the second candle close above 58,000. Okay? Does volume look good? Just try to, don't just guess. Sit there and really look at what's going on. And I want you to take a look at the volume. Is this volume looking good for you? Is it believable? Okay. What are the levels that you have to break or hold? Did you get the whole Fibonacci explanation that I gave about how bulls really can't lose this sort of structure? Okay. So just do your best. You can always rewind and rewatch or wait for MGK's highlights. And if something goofy happens that you didn't anticipate or we didn't talk about, write that shit down and ask me first thing when I come back. Or you can ask your homies in Discord or PSG. Alrighty? So I'll be back as soon as I can. Maybe I'll pop in early for the unemployment numbers. I might do that. But for the most part, you guys are good. And if you're going to try to be in this for the long run, you're going to have to be able to have some sort of balance, because sitting in front of the charts 24/7 is not realistic. I try to kick it with you guys as much as I can. And especially this month, I'm going to be with my try hard pants on. But if you really are serious about this, you have to create some sort of sustainability plan. So sometimes you're going to have to put alerts and just come back to it when you can, but figure out, use this as an opportunity to, maybe balance some shit between the charts and other shit you got to do. Salakosti says, can you explain difference in terms of expectations and implementation of golden pocket and 7.5 levels? Well, what I want you to do is start noticing that the 7.5 level gets hit quite a bit. All right. And whether it bounces or rejects from the 382, the 05, the 06, the golden pocket, and the 075, they all have meaning. Okay. So I'm going to trigger the last outro song, but if you ask in Discord and people can't help you, ask me again tomorrow and we'll nerd out on it. Sounds good? Like when we talked about when we did the 15-second alpha TA, all right? So how many of y'all got to see me talk about the TPO shit and we, identified this box? That was live. How many of y'all were here when we said, hey, that's a bad high? How many of y'all were here when we were talking about maybe you don't want a full fill of the single prints? How many of y'all were here for every single 5-minute Fibonacci pull that we did? How many of y'all got to sit here and see every single bing bong ding dong? Pretty cool stuff, and really interesting way that it's reacting. What kind of my bias is, but if it does some shit like this, that's probably worthy of a hedge long, to be honest with you. So you're gonna be put to the test here on oh shit, is this a swing failed auction? Or is this the bearish retest Kimbo was talking about? Where is he? If that's gonna be pop quiz, motherfucker, if that happens. So do your best. And then obviously if you are, gonna try to do a bola thing, you cannot lose. On the shorter time frame bulls, you really don't want to lose that. You really don't want to lose structure, and you really don't want to lose that low. Okay, but we talked about this shit. How many of y'all are like, oh my God, now I understand why he talks about 2, 3 30-minute candle closes. What the fuck? Longers, I'm rooting for you. Shorters, I'm rooting for you. Bulls, bears, we're all lions. Have a great night. Stay safe. We'll get after it again tomorrow, y'all. All right? It's all about managing risk. Think worst case scenario. Love you guys, man. Have a great night. Peace. I'm going to put it on Exo. Don't worry. And I'll put the music song request back on. Lions, have a great night. I'll see you guys bright and early tomorrow. Unemployment, Bugatti.